place on earth. Willimantic, my hometown. There's a good main street where good neighbors meet. Miles of smiles keep chasing you around. You'll be living, life's worth living. Once you're here, you'll stay. We have everything to make a man a king in Willimantic, USA.
Hey, this is Ken Folan, and welcome to another edition of Windham Weekly on Thursday afternoons at 4 p.m. here on WILI. I am the voice of Windham.
And good afternoon from Bill Sayers. You're on the air with Bill Sayers, filling in for the great Mark Doyle.
Mark Doyle's off today.
And, of course, we're here with the Sultan of Radio, Matt Rupar.
He could be. But anywho,
you know,
we have a very, very special guest.
Very important guest.
You know, he's from Rhode Island originally, kind of like me. He has a name
but we don't hold that against him.
No, he has a name that really fits Rhode Island, though. Don Fascio. You know what I'm talking about? Mobster Daily. But anyway, I'm Bling, and this is Bolognese, and this is the Bling and Bolognese show. Don Fascio, for those who don't know, is our public works director here in Windham. So he keeps our streets clean. He keeps our grass short, the brush picked up. He runs the recycle center, a.k.a. transfer station.
Transfer station.
Transfer
yes.
station. He's got a hell of
that
a
place where you bring all your garbage from Rhode Island.
Wherever you need to.
That's it.
We're open daily.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through a few things, ask Don a few questions. We appreciate him. Don's been around for quite a while now at the Public Works Department. In my opinion, he does a first-class job, and it's one of the best-run departments in the area.
Well, he certainly knows how to put up Christmas decorations.
He does that, too.
Yeah, let me tell you.
A little slow on the curbing replacement, but he's good.
If you'd stop wrecking it every year, then we wouldn't have to worry about him putting it back together.
So welcome, Don. Why don't you tell us, a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been with Windham, and the size of your crew, and how things are going this year so far.
Yeah, sure. So from Rhode Island, obviously, as you pointed out. I've been in public works for 32 years prior to coming to Windham. I've been in Windham for 5 years already. It's been a fast 5 years. It seems like just yesterday, I was sitting in town hall getting the interview. It's been great since I've been here. A lot of great people. I've met so many people throughout the community. I felt so welcome coming here that I felt like this was where I grew up. That's the way Windham makes you feel when you come here. Great place to work. I enjoy coming to work every day.
How many people are actually in your department now, Don?
Public Works, we have 24.
Are you up or down as far as staffing needs?
We're good for now. We're down from 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
There were 27 to 32 at the peak. A few things have changed. We're at 24. It's good. We're in a good spot.
Good staffing rate.
Yeah.
That's important. The equipment has been coming in as needed.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. We've had a lot of council support over the last 5 years, recognized the need for better equipment, equipment that makes jobs more efficient and safer. Council really stepped up, and we were able to replace a lot of our antiquated equipment to make jobs a lot safer for the employees.
Well, I think that should be one of the key responsibilities of the council, to provide services to the residents of Windham, but to do it in a very safe manner.
Yeah. Yep.
I also noticed the other day, I hadn't seen it out on the road, but we have our own dumpster truck.
We do. We have our own roll-off truck. We haul all our own waste to Casella.
That must save you some money.
It saves a lot of money. It's approximately $70,000 a year doing it in-house. And we did that with the employees we have. We didn't add any. So
that's fantastic.
That's perfect.
Saving $70,000.
Folks, if you want to talk to your Public Works Director, Don Fascio, 456-1400. We are live. We're taking the calls. Don would address any issue or concern or compliment you might want to throw at him. Yeah. He's that type of person.
One of the things you notice when you're driving through Windham is you notice how well our parks and our public properties are maintained, and I think that's kudos to the Public Works Department. They do a hell of a job out there.
Yep, so let's bring up the subject that's gonna come up one way or another, and it's a positive one, in my opinion, is the new transfer situation,
Transfer station.
situation with the scale and everything else. I think it's important that you get the facts out. How much is it? How does it work?
Sure.
And the thoughts behind it, the passes, the whole nine yards. That way there, because you know how once the wrong information's out there, it's, unfortunately we live in a world of social media and Facebook where I read some stuff and I say to myself, where are they even getting this information? So let's get it right from Don's mouth.
That's
Good
a
job.
that's a good point, Ken. We see a lot of misinformation online on Facebook. We hear a lot of misinformation that's relayed to us, but we're always available at Public Works. 860-465-3090. It's a busy place. Leave us a message. We'll call you back. Take care of whatever situation you got going on. Transfer station scale it's installed. It's up. It's operational, and we'll be ready to move forward. We've been passing out information on it starting this week and next week. Trying to get everybody on board. There's going to be a lot of questions, I'm sure. Not a lot has changed, except for like the free construction type debris that used to come in will now be charged. Tires, the price of tires went up a little bit, but our disposal fee rate has gone up also. We were charging $1.50 for a tire. We were paying $3 to dispose of it. We were paying, when I started here in 2020, we were being charged 30 cents a gallon to dispose of used motor oil. Right now it's 90 cents a gallon and going up. Antifreeze was the same way. Antifreeze was free, and now it's $1.25 plus environmental fees per gallon. So we're taking a couple thousand gallons of that a year in. So at some place, we still absorb some of the cost, even at $1 a gallon. So to dispose.
Well,
so that's a new fee.
One of the things that I don't mean to interrupt, but I go and get 4 new tires down at the garage, and they're going to charge me the same fee to get rid of them. So you're charging the exact same. You're charging less,
Right.
But the town budget is supplementing that. Your budget is supplementing the disposal.
Right, that's right, yes. So a lot of people don't realize that they've already paid a disposal fee on some items. So we take mattresses for free. You've already paid that disposal fee when you purchased your new mattress.
Correct, yeah.
We take paint for free. You've already paid that disposal fee. DEP is now working on a program it's a tire stewardship program, and that program is going to make it mandatory to pay a disposal fee for every tire purchased. And at that point, we'll be accepting tires for free also, because we'll be able to dispose for free.
And the dealers would probably, I would imagine, drop theirs or no?
Everybody will be charging. They're right. There'll be no disposal fee because they'll be paid for when you buy. So when you buy your tire, you'll pay your disposal fee right up front. So that will help a lot. But everything that you pay a fee to dispose of, we actually pay more. So whatever the fees that you pay at the transfer station, we're still paying more. Even if your disposal fee was a little more, we still have to compact, haul, and pay for the operation of the transfer station. So a lot of the items that stayed the same was your furniture. Furniture was $5 and $10. The only thing that went up on that was $2 for reclining furniture because of the extra weight. Minimal charge. Propane tanks all stayed the same. The permit fees for landlords all stayed the same. Refrigerators and Freon items are still the same. The only difference you're going to see is if you bring in a mixed load of sheetrock, fencing, decking. That's all going to be weighed as mixed.
So construction material is what's getting weighed.
Everything will be weighed if it's mixed. So if you have a couch on top of a load of sheetrock, you're going across the scale. If you come in with just a couch, you'll cross the scale and just pay the furniture rate like you always paid.
Okay.
So it's pretty much everything that used to come in construction type debris that was free will now be
So
paid.
your best bet is to take your mixed waste, your let's say yard waste, and is that weighed as well?
Yard waste is always disposed of for free.
Okay, so take that separate from any construction debris you might have around your house. Get that weighed up and go, because if you mix in a couch, you get paid. You charge by the pound and by the piece.
It'll be just by the pound.
Just by the pound.
Yeah. So we want to make the scale a one-pass scale. So when you come in and you cross it, if you've got a mixed load, you're paying the mixed load. It'd be more beneficial. We're going to have a recycle lane. Come in with your recycle, go through, take the recycle lane, stop at the shack, see the attendant, tell him what you have. He'll point you out to the bins.
Say hi to Ryan when he's there.
Ryan's
He's the
at
best guy you got down there.
Ryan is. He'll help you sort, tell you where you need to go. You can dispose of all your recyclable items, and out you go. And then you can come back with just your waste. And if you come back with just the couch, it's the original fee of $10. If you come back all mixed, you're going to get weighed.
And in actuality, with the scale, you're probably going to pay less than you might have.
Well, yes and no. If you were bringing in sheetrock before, you weren't paying.
Got it.
So
I got it.
Now, if you
Okay.
bring in a load of sheetrock, you're going to get weighed and pay.
Thank God that project's
So
done.
the contractor is no longer dumping for free then.
Right. There's no need to try to sneak in because now
And
you're
for most
paying.
homeowners, that isn't their issue. Their issue is old furniture, rugs,
Right.
refrigerators, and that really doesn't change too much for the homeowner.
Right. The homeowners are going to see a minimal change. Carpets, room carpets, 8x8 carpets are still $5. If you come in with a whole, you stripped your whole house of carpet and it's loaded on a trailer and it looks like you're getting a delivery from a carpet store, you're just going to cross the scale with it. Mm-hmm. It's.
So now in addition to all that, the taxpayer, the Windham resident, is getting 4 coupons for 4 dumps? for
Yes,
free?
so amnesty is gone for 2025. That was the month of May. Amnesty has always been a literal nightmare up there because everybody's trying to hold on to stuff and cram it all in at once. But I think what people didn't realize is most of what they were bringing in was free anyway. We would do maybe 6 tons of metal. Metal was always free. So bringing it in during amnesty didn't save you a dime. They would hold on to their fence and sheetrock and toilets and tubs. They've always been free. So we would have long lines there. So we were also looking for a way to try to resolve that issue. So we're doing a bulky waste pass, amnesty pass. It'll be assigned out to the resident, not to the homeowner. So if you live at 123 Main Street as a tenant, you'll get the pass, not the homeowner.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
So it'll match your license. When you come in, you'll get 4 dumps for free.
That's a good thing especially for the folks in the city who are renting and have stuff they get. They can't count on that landlord to get rid of everything all the time.
And not only that, but four dumps. As I said to you earlier, I can't remember the last time that I had to take something to the transfer station. So that's a pretty generous,
It is.
fee schedule as far as I'm concerned. You get 4 times free. That's a good deal.
You create your own amnesty. If you want to come in June, you don't have to keep the stuff on the side of the house till May.
Right.
You can come in June. You can come in August. You can come right around Christmas time, do a clean out, and we're hoping that also generates people to come and use the transfer station throughout the year, rather than holding it till May and causing big backups.
Don, why don't you let us know again for the community the hours in the operations of the transfer station?
Okay, the transfer station's open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Right. And it's really right on Route 6.
It's very easy to get in and out of it.
I think so.
Yep. Having had some recycling stuff to get rid of it, it was easy. And that number again was.
860-465-3090.
And Karen will be more than happy to answer the phone and
Kathy.
give you
Kathy.
Kathy.
Oh, good Lord!
She's
Sorry,
listening
Kathy.
tonight too.
Sorry, Kathy.
See, Kathy, I knew your name.
Oh,
I
Kathy.
knew your name.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. All
It'll-
right.
You call
know,
Kathy, and guess what? Shopping carts are picked up like that. Blink.
Yeah, blink. Yep, you got that right. So talk to us about some of the changes you've made in our parks.
So we've been focused on making our parks safer, cleaning up some of the overgrowth, cutting back our fence lines, trying to stay on a regular soil analysis program, proper fertilization. We've done irrigation at Shetucket Park on the soccer field.
Well, it looks like we have a call.
Of course, we have a call. This is Windham Weekly. We get phone calls all the time.
Yes, well, that's a good thing.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, hi. This is Mark, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh.
Oh, well, thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I just caught the tail end there. You were talking about the dumps. Are we talking about the sewer department, or are we talking about the landfill?
The transfer station.
The transfer station.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was the sewer department. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Maybe that bump on your head got to you, huh?
Hey, where was that Mark Dola guy? He's the heart of the show. I really mislistened to him.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight because he was recuperating from crushing a fellow member of the Board of Ed last night. So they asked me to fill in today, and, so I realize I can't do as much as Mark does, but I certainly am better than Ken. So,
Yeah, you do have big shoes to fill there, but you're doing a fine job.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Why don't you go back to bed, take a couple pills, and rest, and wake up when you think you're funny.
Yeah.
Have another shot. Goodbye.
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 Continue, Mr.
Please,
Fascio,
with a little intelligent conversation, Mr. Fascio.
So we've made that major improvement to the soccer fields at Shetucket with the irrigation. Now we can do the fertilization as needed because we can turn the water on and off, make adjustments. Soccer is really difficult to grow grass on a soccer field and without being able to do irrigation. So we've done remodeling the restrooms at Shetucket. We've added fencing around the basketball courts to keep the balls from rolling out into the parking lots. Upgraded lighting at Shetucket. Expanded the playground. That's all at just that one park, as well as been opening up the fence lines and pushing back town property so we can get full use.
No, I was out there to watch a softball game, and I was really impressed with all the work that's been done out there. It's great.
Yeah, it's come a long way.
Yeah.
The crews work nonstop at gaining back the ground that we've lost in the past. Recreation Park is probably our premier park. We have an employee assigned there all day, every day. Lining fields, grooming the infields, working on all of the baselines. So that's a beautiful place. If you play there, we just upgraded that with LED lighting on the softball fields. We have a soccer field there that's improving. We don't have water on that yet. We have a baseball field there that has infield water, which is a really nice dime in there.
Yeah.
We recoated the basketball courts last year. The tennis courts were done 4 years ago. We fenced all the basketball courts also because we had issues with cars getting on them and spinning their tires and marking them up. We had them all relined, painted all the backboards. So we've done a lot of work at these parks. Some of it might go unnoticed because you just expect them to be that good.
They're in great shape. I like what you did over here at Memorial Park, even just putting a little landscaping, cleaning it up a little bit.
Memorial Park, we thinned out some of the heavy landscaping because we have so much grass mowing to do all summer long, roadside mowing, road islands, trash and litter everywhere to pick up. We had to scale back a little bit on the weekly bed cleaning and stuff. So we scaled back on some of that. Memorial Park is going to get a big facelift in the next few weeks in the playground area. The playground area right now has got a mix of asphalt, wood chips, and poured-in-place surface. The whole entire playground will be poured-in-place surface. It's safety surface. It'll be ADA.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
Yes,
It's going to be a really nice.
Oh, that's good.
Really, really
that's
nice
good.
addition.
I know
over
that.
there.
I think you worked with Zamara on that.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's great. Our town's chief of staff. One of the things that I want to bring up, because it's the number one complaint that I get all the time from the Women's Softball League, is the softball field at Rec Park. You and I have talked about that multiple times. So tell us what that would cost to bring that up to level.
I would just be shooting a price right now without doing some measuring out there. So the infields are higher than the outfield. We constantly groom the infields. But I guess in the past they flooded it and used it for ice skating.
Yes,
So it's never really, and it's down in a hole. Mm-hmm. So a day like today, it rained yesterday. it's a foot of water. It's underwater. So now we lost our baselines. We lost, the neatness. We started commingling other soils in with the infield. So now grass will start growing. So it's an issue for us too. But we would love to see that set somewhere in the budget at some point to bring
we
those
can all
fields
dream,
up.
can't we?
Yeah, we can. We can.
dream. It would be, I know that it would certainly be a benefit to the softball league for certain. But again, where does that kind of money come from?
Yeah.
It's just and of course the fact that we did use it for ice skating for so many years probably doesn't help either. So it just makes a bowl down there.
Yeah, we did make some improvements there. When it rains really hard, the state drains can't take the water. So it runs right across from Mayo Street. It runs right straight in there, and it just floods out Field 1 and then runs right over to Field 2 and dams up. We did change some of the soil type that we were using to infield mix all the way around. So if it washes into the field, it only washes infield mix into the field rather than loam. So that helped this year, so we don't have to keep digging the infield mix out and then dumping it and then running more infield mix in. So we're gaining on it, but it would be nice to do
I never knew there was a difference. So that's great to hear. That there was a difference in the soils that are used.
You wouldn't know.
No, neither would you. Don't lie. Yeah.
You don't know. Anyhow, I don't want to get into my athleticism and past heroics on the fields and the courts in the day. Don can just tell by my physique right now that I can go out there and run a few bases at any time.
Yeah.
But anywho,
so I want to keep bragging about the parks, though,
keep going.
because I'm really proud. I'm really proud of the
it.
work that
Your guys have
the staff has done here.
Great. They look great.
Yeah, and they work.
How about the baseball fields? We got lights in there now.
Yeah, we have lights, LEDs everywhere. We had lights except for the rec park baseball field, but we have we did a big expansion on the skate park a year ago. That's all completed now. Water park, we just did a splash pad expansion, and it's not just when you come down and you go, wow, you just added a couple of features. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot of money, and everything else was changed. The whole computer system was changed. Everything was upgraded.
Right. The behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah.
It's like building a house over. Mechanical, you don't appreciate until you need it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You can make everything look pretty with paint and new grass seed and all that crap, but the mechanicals are what keeps it running.
Yeah. And now that's a controller system in there, so if we have an issue, we'll be able to get it fixed. Every year when we turned it on, we kept our fingers crossed. If we had an issue, it was done. There was no longer parts available for it. So we're very fortunate to be able to have the opera money available to us to be able to make those upgrades. Mm-hmm. And then we expanded the area almost 2 times what it was all the way around the perimeter. So now if we want to add in the future, it's going to be a little bit easier for us too. We put a second entrance in so that you could come right from the pavilion right straight into the splash pad. And the next step over there would be we're going to be adding new picnic tables and benches, and then we'll be on to the memorial project. So
I heard that there's also a new going to be a new build over there at Lauder Park at some point.
Yeah, there's going to be a new building put in the I call it the Grove. It's in between the skate park and the splash pad. So there'll be a new building in there for summer camp. So the bathrooms were all remodeled over there this year. Also, all epoxy floors. We've really come a long way.
That's great. I know my cousin and her husband donated a significant amount of money to the construction of that building. So they're waiting to see it get done.
Yeah, a lot of improvements. If anybody uses the parks and they've been using them over the last 5 years, they have to see a huge difference in them. And even the transfer station, we did so much work in there in the first 3 years. And this is like the final step to put the scale in, get that operational. I think people will be a little worked up over it until they see the system and how well it works, but I think it's going to be good.
Can we also mention that we didn't pay full price for that scale either, did we?
We didn't. The scale was about $120,000, and we purchased it used. Brand new used. They never put it in from North Stonington for $10,000. So
that's an amazing savings.
Yeah,
that's $110,000 savings.
Wow,
right there.
you passed math.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
But anyway.
not like you. But, you Rhode Island guys.
We got a really good price on that. The company that sold the scale, installed the scale, we updated all the software minimal cost. So we're very fortunate to be able to have had that scale.
That's fantastic. Now, did you do repairs, or have you scheduled repairs for the memorial at Memorial Park?
We don't have anything scheduled yet. We have done consistent repairs every spring to the to the steps. We just did a new monument for Agent Orange.
Yes, yes.
We just did that. We have to finish the landscaping around it. But with some of the events going on, we got kind of tied up on that stuff. So.
Sure, I'll put you on hold. Hold on 1 second.
Yet another dedicated listener calling into Windham Weekly to talk to the voice of Windham.
No, I have a feeling he wants to talk to Don Fascio.
Whatever. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, just overhearing your show here, and want to ask the gentleman, what are the benefits of putting a scale in a small town dump like that, and how is that going to help the taxpayer, and what are the plans for the scale? Obviously, weigh in and weigh out when you do the garbage, but what are going to be the benefits of that?
The benefits to the homeowner is everybody's going to be paying the same amount of money now when they come in. There were a lot of people that were coming in with construction debris and large items that weren't paying anything, and this equalizes it for everyone who uses the transfer station. So in the past, if you came in with we
got our set prices for our set items, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So how is that going to change if we already had the set items and the set prices and everybody pays the same? How is that going to benefit the taxpayer?
Because there were a lot of waste that was coming in was not charged because we had no way of charging it. It was weight. It was weight waste, such as sheetrock, plywood, decking, windows, stuff like that we had no way of charging for because it had to be charged by weight.
Well, but that doesn't benefit the taxpayer. That's going to be a bigger burden on the taxpayer now. Because if we want to do a project in our house, before we were able to go there and dump the supplies, whether it's sheetrock or whatever or lumber. Now it's going to be by the way. That's going to cost more money to the taxpayer to dump it.
The taxpayers that aren't using that system for that type of construction debris is going to benefit because they're not going to pay to dispose of somebody else's waste. The person that is using it can use their bulky waste pass. They have 4 free dumps, so they can use their free pass. So it's a benefit either way because if you're doing construction that requires more than 4 dumps, you probably should have a dumpster.
Okay. Yeah, you're correct, but the average homeowner is going to produce, maybe if they're doing a renovation or whatever, it would be a room, it would be, nothing. 4 dumps, that could be 4 pickup truck dumps, or it could be 4 truck dumps, depending on what the material is you're bringing in.
Well, I want to make sure you understand. So you bring in a couch, you bring in this, you bring in that. The stuff that you see on their list always has had fees and will continue to have fees, right?
Correct.
And those are separate. That's probably 99% of the stuff they get there from the average homeowner. Now, if a homeowner is doing a small project like you're saying, 1 room, maybe it's 1 or 2, pickup truck loads or a little trailer load of drywall and some 2x4s or insulation and stuff like that. You weren't charged for that before, but the entire cost of the program was wrapped in, so everyone who's bringing the couches and whatnot are basically supplementing the cost of getting rid of these free dumps. So there's a little equity.
Well, nothing's free. We as taxpayers pay for that.
No, of course not. Yep. We
the word free is, I don't see anything free.
Nothing's free. You've been around long enough to know that. But what I'm trying to explain to you is the average guy, the average homeowner, he's going to do a 1-room thing, maybe not a kitchen, but the reality of it is if he's doing 1 room, it might be 1 or 2 dumps. And in addition to that, they're giving you 4 passes to bring those. You can use them all in one project, or you might need 2 1 year and never, or 4 in 1. But So nothing's free to the town either. Don has to get rid of this stuff, and that costs money. So what they're doing is it's a pay to use. It's like a pay to play from now on when it comes to that kind of debris. If you're hiring a contractor and he's doing your construction project in the house or even the exterior, he's got a fee there. I've never hired anybody who hasn't had a fee to dispose of my waste because he's got to pay for it to get rid of it too. It isn't he's not doing that out of the goodwill of his, for his business. So I'm hoping you understand that there's a huge benefit, I think, to the average homeowner, and especially to the tenants too, who rent these places throughout Windham and Willimantic, that they get these 4 passes. They don't got to rely on their landlord to get rid of something that they're responsible for, or they want to get rid of furniture instead of tossing it on the street corner, someone's backyard or Memorial Park. In the end, it's all a savings, I think. Is there an expense? Absolutely, because like you and I both agree, nothing's for free, and nothing's free, and nothing's for free for the town either.
I agree with that, but we're still paying Casella their tipping fees. We're still using their stuff. I mean, if we wanted real savings, why didn't we invest in a roll-off truck where it's a multi-purpose truck, you can use it for different things, and maybe at first rent our cans, and then later we can buy our own cans. Now you're talking big savings where the taxpayers see some money coming back.
I don't know if you missed the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
But that was one of the first things Don Fascio mentioned. We do have a roll-off truck. The council allotted the money this year. We have a can or two, 4 cans. We have 4 cans. So you're right, and we're saving a lot of money.
We save about $70,000 a year by doing our own roll-offs with our own truck.
Our own roll-offs. So Casella's no longer there going and tipping them dumpsters that we have at the dump.
Casella hauls the mattresses. Mattress hauling is free. So you might see a Casella truck in there, but that's what they're hauling.
So as far as the other cans, they're not hauling all the bulky waste and anything that we do. So that's all being hauled by the town?
Right.
Okay. So, those are savings that, taxpayers want to see, that they're going to come back into the community, hopefully, and bring everything down. I mean, it just, I've heard so much about the scale, and to be honest with you, it kind of scares a lot of people, and some people don't care. They're just leaving the garbage on the side of the road or dumping it in, dead end roads and stuff like that. And
that's why we're counting on people. That's why we're counting on people like you to spread the word to the community, so they won't fear the transfer fees and have a real good understanding of how it operates there. And the proactive approach of getting Don New ahead. Let's get a roll-off truck, and we'll save this town a lot of money. And that's the positive of it all. So yeah, like I said, you bring some drywall construction debris. There's going to be a cost, but it's part of your project. You have to figure that in nowadays with your project. But the community needs to know the truth, and that's why we brought on the Public Works Director, so you wouldn't hear these false rumors.
And one of the things that I'm just going to say is that by doing this, by charging the construction debris, I'm no longer supplementing the person who's, or the landlord who's, doing the work in their house, and in the past we were supplementing it. Now they have to pay their share.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Everybody's got to pay their fair share. I don't want to see the town with the illegal dumping that we already have. Like at some point, hopefully we can clean it up and never have to deal with that again. But it's getting to be everywhere.
Yeah, and Don and his crew are doing the best they can to make sure our community looks great. But as community members, we've got to do our part in making sure that it's like educating a kid in the school. It's not just the teacher; it's mom and dad at home as well as the student, right?
Oh yeah, it starts at home. Correct.
Correct. So we're counting on you, sir, to spread the word now that you know the truth.
Well, man, like I said, I'm always picking up garbage, and even if it's not my garbage, I mean, it's. You got to save something for the future.
Thank you for that. That your fellow citizens here in Windham Willimantic, we appreciate that. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate
have a great day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Can I ask a question based off of what he just asked?
Sure.
How much actual debris do your guys pick up off the side of the road?
It's minimal. We do get a call occasionally for some of the hot spots, which I'm not going to mention them because we also put cameras out. If we get a call for debris on the side of the road, we go pick it up. On the second time we get that call, we have a camera that we put out.
All right. Now, now that's a proactive. Yeah.
So that we've been doing that
good,
for the last
good.
couple of years. We have been able to move forward with identifying people and talking to them rather than just going right to the police and having them arrested for dumping. We've met with them and said, hey, listen, we know it was you.
So I don't have to call
Here's
you
the
about
video.
this.
If we know where it is, sooner or later you're going to dump it. You're
All
going
right,
to
I
get caught.
confess, on Oakwood Drive, it was my carriage, and I just...
It was not your carriage.
No, it wasn't my
It was not your carriage.
Sooner or later, if
You
you're
know,
dumping in Windham
well-
on the side of the road, you will get caught.
So I don't have to call you about the debris over here on Riverside Drive that I noticed when I came in today.
We see it over
Your
there.
camera's got it already. Good job. There we go. See
that's
that
on
now?
camera all the time.
All right,
over
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's great news. Anything, but continue on with other summer improvements, or if you want to move on, you can go on to like, what do you envision like a 5-year plan? And I know it's not capital improvement time for you. I don't want that list. What would you like to see?
Now, do I owe you a check, by the way, because for taking out his curbing again this past winter, or if I paid up because I expect it to be done the first storm of 2026? Okay.
My curbing's well taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And very appreciated.
The only guy in Windham who's fancy enough to have curbing.
Right. So we're gonna
Mulch gets all over the road if it rains.
we're gonna keep moving forward with public safety. That's a big priority for us. Parks, roadways, sightlines, anything we can do to make the residents safer here in town. We roadside mow from June 1st all the way through till September, trying to keep the brush back.
Now, by sight lines, you mean, for instance, I pull up to a stop sign with a cross street, and I can't see ahead, or I can't see what's coming to the left or the right. That's a sight line interference.
Correct. Yep. If you call Kathy at Public Works, we'll put it on the list. We'll get out there and mow it, chop it down, clean it up, get it done. We try to identify these areas early on, and then we keep them on a rotating bi-weekly or monthly list, so we can just keep going
Now,
back
if
rather
it's
than getting
private
calls.
property, you work with the homeowner, of course.
Yeah, we'll usually call Matt in zoning, and they'll find out all the information they need. Most of the times, they reach out to the homeowner and ask them to cut it, and or give us permission to cut it. And if we get permission to cut it, we'll go right away, cut it back. Of course, if it's anything that's too big, we prefer the homeowner to do it.
That's good. That's good. Because I've seen a couple areas in the city lately that have been trimmed back, and so I know you guys are doing it. So
Yep.
that's good.
So the 5-year thing. What do you think, Don? What do we need to continue? I mean, we got the street sweepers. You've got a lot of private groups doing things that they add extra work. Trust me, I know. There's the lights at Christmas time and
Holiday lights on Main.
and then the garden club and this and that, but all with the good intentions. And you guys jump in and, we've said it a million times on different shows how appreciative we are of your help and your team. At the Holiday Lights on Main group, and I'm sure the ladies and the guys at the garden club appreciate it too. What do you think we could do or is it really more just safety?
Well, we need to keep improving our streets, our sidewalks. I know there's a grant out there right now that our town engineer's working on for, I think it's about $1 million grant for sidewalks. A lot of the sidewalks in town have been lifted because of the trees, the trip hazards. We do inspections from time to time, get out there and we rent grinders and we'll grind them down and taper the edges. It's not the perfect solution, but to rip all the sidewalks out without the money to repair would only be a worse solution,
yeah.
So we try to identify that stuff as quick as possible, take care of it, and then, so that'd be a huge improvement to be able to do a bunch of the sidewalks. So if we were able to get that grant, that'll clean up a lot of the city
Now,
issues.
do you write the grants or is that town hall?
No, that all comes out of town hall. Yep.
Okay.
I think Jordan had applied for it when Jordan was here, and now we did get on the list, and then Brian was finishing up some stuff. So hopefully we get that grant, because that'll be huge for the community.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Speaking from the council side of it,
Yeah.
every grant we can get saves us a couple of dollars on the local level. Although there are those who will argue with me and say, well, we just pay for it anyways. So yes, we do. But at the same time, if we can save taxes on the local level.
I get tired of that argument because, quite frankly, if another town gets that grant, we paid for that too.
We paid for it.
So you might
That's
as
right.
well, you might as well
We
put
might
your
as well
hand
ask
out,
for it back.
see what you can get back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whether it's our money, collectively, or comes in, it's a federal grant, it's come from across the country. And, my mother used to always say, charity begins at home. So let's, fill in those grant applications, see what we get, use them properly, and get the improvement in place.
How often do you get called on to work with the other departments, such as water or sewer?
Water and sewer work pretty independently. From time to time, we'll get on a project with them. Right now, we just did a project with the water department where there was a tie-in for the addition at the animal control facility. But we all work well together. We work closely with people from the town hall, zoning issues, or maybe there was a dumping issue with zoning identified it, and they'll research it and get back with the homeowner and get something cleaned up, and we'll pitch in to help out a little bit, because we can't count on just volunteers, and even the volunteers, we help a lot of the volunteer groups because volunteers are scarce today. Everybody's busy.
I saw you started yesterday morning. I saw you out there putting the tents up for the Latin Multicultural Festival that will be held here on Saturday, and putting the fencing up. And I know you have more work to do there.
Yeah, it's a big task for the crew. It cuts our week a little short, but everybody's excited about it. I know the team enjoys doing it, being part of the community in that event. So we got about 2/3 of it done. We'll finish it up tomorrow, and then we got a couple of members working on Saturday. So that's an exciting time. It's a good event.
I was just talking with somebody who last night about the. If 5,000 people come and spend $10, that's 50,000. But more likely they spend in $20. So that's $100,000 coming into the community.
Right.
So for a program that raises all its money, it doesn't come without tax. It comes without taxpayer dollars attached. I think that's a pretty fantastic move. So any help that we can give to make it succeed is a great thing. And your guys do a hell of a job. I can't say enough about the public works guys.
So let's talk about that team that you have. So you got a couple foremen, right?
Yeah, we have 2 working leaders.
You got Matt Dingler and
Ruben Eddy.
Yeah, let's say these guys have been around a while. They worked their way up.
Yeah.
A couple of them think they know more than me, but that's okay. Especially that Dingler kid.
It's not hard.
But you do. You got two great leaders there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have
4 heavy equipment operators.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the crew are maintainers. Our maintainers, the senior maintainers, fly the bucket, so they do most of our tree work. We have 3 members on that. Almost every day we cut trees somewhere, lift canopies, take down stuff that's stuck up in trees. Tops break off and get stuck. So we do a lot of tree work. People
That's
may
a
not
savings
see
there.
us.
That's a huge savings.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw you over at Guile Field. That was a huge tree that
was
had
a
to be
huge
taken
tree.
down.
Yeah.
That would have cost the town an awful lot of money
Yeah.
for a private. You're
Yeah.
right, Ken.
No. Well, I don't know how many years ago it was when that insect came and ruined about half a dozen of my oak trees.
Yeah.
And it was $1,000 a tree back then.
Right.
I can imagine what it is now.
Yeah, prices don't go down on that work. It's risky work. We have a really good couple of guys that run the tree crew. They're phenomenal. They do a great job. Very safe.
I can imagine, though, the insurance must be, yeah.
Yeah, it's high risk.
Yeah.
We're working in the street. People driving along, texting and driving and not paying attention. They get a little too far over.
Are you guys working over at the New Willimantic Cemetery? Did I see cones up there today?
We work at all 4 cemeteries. We were not in New Willimantic today.
Okay.
There's a crew over there. I think it's the state. They're doing something with lights. I believe
okay.
A new traffic control device or something.
Hey, it's almost that time. I want to thank our Public Works Director, Don Fascio, rated DeVito. He's a gentleman, and he is committed to our community. You see him on the road, see members of his team, and it's a hot day, bring him a bottle of water, get him some Gatorade. Just thank them. I mean, they're out there, they're getting paid, but they're out there busting
Yeah.
they're asked to help keep this community running. We greatly appreciate your time today. Same to Mr. Sayers. I appreciated him filling in for the bumbling, fumbling Mark Doyle, taking out those colleagues on the Board of Ed, and hope your head's feeling better tomorrow.
Yeah, we need you at coffee tomorrow, Mr.
Yeah.
Doyle.
Next week we have, excuse me, a first-year teacher at the high school, Mr. Mike Hope. This young man used to come to my house, play soccer with my sons. He'd come over for my pasta dinners, get them all geared up with the starters and such for their soccer games the next day. I love putting those on for the kids. So Mike is now a history teacher at the high school. We got a lot of questions for him. Local boy, right? Dad's in town, raised here, his family's here. Mike went to all the Windham schools, graduated, went to Eastern, worked as a little power something for a little while, and then bang, he took my old job as a history teacher. He's a great guy. A young man who's committed. We want to hear his story.
Hopefully the history he teaches will be correct.
I'm still trying to coach him. All right, so we'll see you all next week on Thursday, Windham Weekly with Ken Folan and Mark Doyle. But you want to listen to me, the voice of Windham.